no antigens. And if negative, you don't have the Rh factor. So negative and positive simply means you either have it or you don't have the Rh antigen. Right? Did he go over types of lines of types of defense? First line of defense, second, third.
Skin's one of them.
No, we were actually about to hit on them yesterday.
Well, your first line of defense is what?
Skin.
Mechanical skin. Second line of defense, if it gets past the skin, what might happen? What physiological thingy-jiggy might happen if a pathogen or something gets there and your body doesn't like it? You're going to have inflammation. Inflammation first. All right? So kind of is another barrier to, keep that pathogen out. I don't want you to infecting the organs or internal cells, right? Then finally, if that doesn't work, then you really have an immune response, which we more associate with antigen, antibody. That's why you get vaccines, because you're given the dead or attenuated, a weakened version of the virus that causes the disease, so that your body naturally makes antibodies against it. So that when you get exposed to it again, you already have that kind of ammunition set to fight it off. Okay. So T cells and B cells, T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes are the main immune cells. All right, they're the ones that create the antibody. Well, B cells make the antibodies.
B cells and
T cells.
make antibodies.
B cells make the antibodies.
what do T cells do?
Blood cells.
Well, T cells are like your helper. Once a pathogen gets in and infects the cell, it goes and eats it up, like phagocytosis, or helps trigger, like tumors and such. The T cells will fight that off. So the T cells work and get activated and stimulated when the pathogen has already entered the cell.
So they both function to protect.
To protect. They're really the real workhorse of the immune system. For this purpose, that's all you need to know right now. Recognize that. You don't have. There's too much. Man, you can spend a whole semester talking about the immune system. So that might help. What's that? B cell antibodies. The digestion. Did you guys go to my future? Can you guys go to my future page?
Yes.
All right. The PowerPoint on digestion that Hannah and Kelly made. It says Hannah and Kelly. There's an actual picture, a torso with all the digestive organs in it. That will be on the test with 4 questions, similar to like your skin thing. It'll be, they're all numbered. Just go in and see if you recognize the parts.
Okay.
And then what type of question could we ask about? Liver, gallbladder, pancreas, small intestine. Okay?
All right.
Kelly. Hannah and Kelly were the students in my class that made that. And it's all it is basically the torso with the intestines. And then on there they have, just know that picture.
Okay.
That what they have written to it is that a bunch of, but they were going to just say, okay, well, what's number 1? What's number 2? They wanted everybody, but you're not going to identify it. You're going to recognize a question, a multiple choice question, and then say, okay, what anatomical part serves that function?
Okay.
All right?
Was the third line of defense white blood cells?
T and B cells.
Oh.
Lymphocytes in particular, which are T cells. T cells and B cells are the lymphocytes.
Miss Kelly, I feel so much better about taking this test.
I know.
Yeah, me too.
You stress
You should. Okay. And then I guess you're okay. Basically, there's only a couple of questions about the hormones and reproduction. Where do sperm? Okay, eggs mature in the ovaries. Where do sperms mature? They're made in the testes. They mature in. Well, at least you're naming male parts. That was
That's nice.
Epididymis.
Oh yeah, the E word. Yeah.
Yeah, the E word.
All right.
All right. They mature. They're made in the testes, mature, and kind of get like, okay, we're taking swimming lessons in the epididymis. All right. Epididymis. EPIDYD, whatever. It's spelled correctly on the text. You just have to recognize it in circle. What's the general class of hormones that put out male sex secondary? Androgens is testosterone is one of them, but androgens is the class. Estrogen for females. what's known as the pregnancy hormone. Not quite.
I think it's GnRH.
Progesterone. Progesterone, you know. So progesterone kind of preps the uterus each month in the event that a fertilized egg will rest in it, okay? What's LH's role?
What?
LH.
It's the luteinizing hormone, so it gets the it builds up in ovaries to help facilitate ovulation.
Yes, it triggers ovulation. All that.
Helps release the follicle.
LH triggers ovulation, yes. Ovulation is the release of the follicle. Yes, that's all you have to know. Yeah, he's catching on. Let's see what else.
Do you know the other ones?
Well, FSH, LH, estrogen, progesterone, androgen. Which endocrine gland makes kind of regulates body temperature and metabolism and things?
The thyroid gland.
The thyroid gland. Which one is more associated? It's more prominent when you're young.
The thymus.
The thymus. The thymus is when you're young. It tends to regress in size when you become more of an adult. Okay?
Is there any particular reason for that?
No, it's kind of an unknown thing.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could imagine like
What was that I said? What did you say?
jumping in there and messing things up, but
Body temperature, basal metabolism. That's why, you know, if you have a if people say you're lethargic and you might be getting, they might do an endocrine profile and might look at your thyroid secretions. Kidney, you all know kidneys. You know what the kidneys? What's the tube that drains the kidneys to the bladder?
Oh, who even knows?
What's the difference? Ureter. All right, your reader.
You're good.
And then what drains? What? Angela, you're good. What takes the urine outside? Urethra. Urethra.
Boom.
Then 3 or 4 questions at the very end are word associations. Know which word doesn't belong with the other 3. They're fairly
Simple.
simple.
When you
Don't
can you
overanalyze.
tell us what section they came from?
One is on the heart area. One deals with hormones. So you're given 4 hormones, but you got to tell which one of them is different than the other 3. One is nervous.
one of them is nervous.
Yeah.
Taking notes after
And you should get the very last question right, based on today. You guys will be great. There are 80 questions.
early tomorrow so we can go over this again.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. I'm doing a spinning class first, so I'll be here around 7:15.